Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are featuring Man-E-Faces as he appears in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe animated series as seen on Netflix. Alright, I gotta come clean. I haven't been caught up to date with the animated series. I've fallen behind. Life just got too busy, so I haven't had time to catch up on all my TV shows. But that hasn't stopped me from buying the toys. So what we have here is Man-E-Faces. I love the idea and concept of Man-E-Faces. For me, he's always been one of the more interesting characters from the Masters of the Universe. I've always loved his face-changing gimmick. And I remember when I first saw the promotional photos for this figure, my first thought was, I gotta have this guy. He kind of embodies, the same color scheme as the original toy. The colors look a little bit more muted in certain areas, a little bit glossier in others, but he still retains that cool face swapping deal, and I'm just excited to check this out. First off, as usual, you have a nice illustration of the character in the upper corner. I love that portrait design, looks cool. I'm a big fan of the animated series package design. I love the shape of the bubble. I love the shape of the card. As a former graphic designer, I think everything they're doing here is spot on and perfect. It's such an attractive looking package, much more so than I think Revelation or Origins. The price point for these figures are great too. I love the fact that these are a lot more affordable than some of the other main lines. On the back, it highlights the play feature and the face swapping gimmick. So it looks here, I think either they have to turn his head or I think maybe press it down and then his face will swap, which looks cool. It looks like he has some sort of like energy effect that you attach to his fist. And then just like the other figures, it looks like he has maybe like a spring-loaded waist and like a hammering down play feature with one of his arms. Some of the other figures in the line, there's like, I've seen this in stores. I've always passed on it though. It's like that energy glowing He-Man. And then there's Ram Mam. I reviewed that previously, maybe like a month or two ago. Great figure. Alright, so let's get this guy out of his plastic cardboard prison and check him out. Alright, so first impressions of the figure while he's still in the tray. Looks fantastic. Just looking at him right now makes me really wish I was caught up with the TV show right now. Because as much as I do appreciate the character and the design, I think I'd have a further, much more deeper appreciation for this figure if I was actually brought up to speed on the show. But regardless of that, I think it looks fantastic. Mattel has rarely disappointed me with this line of action figures. I know that they're aimed more so at kids, and they're a little bit more play-friendly, and they're a little bit more toyetic. But for me, that's kind of the draw. I like stuff that's, that looks more like toys as opposed to like the premium collectible stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the premium collectible stuff, but I don't know, the kid in me just loves this kind of stuff as well. Alright, so right off the bat, I noticed that this guy has a cloth cape, and I'm not a big fan of this material. I'm a very tactile kind of person, and this kind of material, especially my hands are all beat up from like work and stuff, that it kind of like grabs onto my skin, and it's, I don't know. I'd prefer like a plastic cape, but this is alright. And I'm really curious about this head swapping deal. Oh, okay. So, how does it work? All right, cool. All right, so we'll talk about that in a second. But for now, let's just examine the figure up close. So here's Manny faces. Very nice head sculpt. You know, it's very cartoon-like. It's not hyper detailed. The sculpting, it's not too crisp. It's not too soft. It's just right. The colors are fantastic. I love this shade of like almost like metallic blue purple on his chest. This helmet, it's a little bit more matted. It's not as shiny. These shoulder pieces, they're made of a softer rubbery plastic, so there's some flex to them. There's some color difference between the fist and then the forearm gauntlet, as you can see here. Now, this is where it kind of like baffles me. Like, I love the fact that on the front he has like this tattered cape, but it's made of this soft plastic material. I kind of wish they'd use this material for the cape on the back. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of this. My hands are all beat up, so every time I come to handle this, you know, my fingers just stick to it. You see, like that. And I can imagine that after a while, especially for a child, this could probably look all beaten up and tattered, especially around the edges. You know, I could kind of already tell that you know, parts of it are the fabric starting to fray a little and unravel. Here are the legs. The proportions of the character, you know, it's very cartoon-like. You know, this is not realistic at all. And to be honest, there's a part of me that's wondering that, you know, if I got a second one of these, I'd cut them in half and throw the upper half onto like a Revelation body and just create a whole new Manny Faces action figure. It's a great toy, though. It looks fantastic. In terms of the articulation, arms rotate. Wrist articulation, and I think the legs just kick up. So that's the extent of his articulation. But he does, like as the box indicated, he does have waist movement. There's a cut below his breast line, and it's spring loaded, so he can hammer down, or he can like thunder punch. Oh, I didn't catch that also. So this guy's knees actually swivel. They don't bend, but they do swivel. Or do they bend? No, they just swivel. Okay. All right, so why we're all here, you know, we want to see the Manny Faces head gimmick. So here's face number 1. Let's look at it up close. And over here is a dial. You turn the dial down, and then you can flip. You get his robot face. Flip again. You get some sort of like lizard-looking kind of deal. Flip. So he only has 3 faces. And it's pretty cool. There's kind of a very satisfying click every time you turn the dial. And the head does not turn, but that's alright. I don't mind. You know, he's all about the face swapping gimmick. And it's really novel. It's really fun. And let us not forget, he comes with this energy effect, which attaches to his fist. And he's good to go. We have Manny Faces. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. But before we do, if I had to rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10... Alright, so without having seen the cartoon episodes featuring Manny Faces, you know, I know nothing about this character. The character is so recent and new, he's not covered in my Heroes and Villains guidebook. So I don't know anything about him. But just judging him, you know, on the basis of a toy and the quality of the toy, I'm going to say an 8, a solid 8, no more, no less. The face gimmick is wonderful. You know, the quality of the toy is excellent as always. I love the color scheme. The detail's nice. You know, if I was a kid, I think this would be one of my prized figures in this specific line of action figures. I think he looks fantastic, and the face swapping gimmick is, I don't know, I think that thing is awesome. Alright, so wrapping this video up, once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your support. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.